Hi chat. Sorry I was a moment late. I forgot to get the recording going and back. Did that actually work? Nope, didn't. There we go. So how we doing tonight, chat? Welcome. What are you looking at, camera? What's so exciting over there? Yeah, I'm up here. Hello, Will. Welcome in, JK. Happy to see you, Michael. Welcome in, Nan Reader. Welcome. Oh, hey, we need some other lights on here. Or is it actually better with those lights off? I've never really tested that as far as... No, lights are better on. They're a little glary, but... Which is surprising, considering they're... Well, there goes my filter. It's a little glary, but that's surprising considering it's indirect. You cannot see the light there. And it's also fluorescent. You know, like it's an old school fluorescent light. I think I have LED fluorescent versions in there, but let's see if we got enough here or not. Yeah, I'll go with it. It's the end of the bag, so it was all that was left in the grinder. Wait, chat swimming? Who's having a pool party and not inviting me? So we're doing pomegranate tonight, chat. By the way, hello, I'm Chef JT. Happy to meet you all. We're doing pomegranate. Y'all voted that as the ingredient challenge for this week in the Discord. And so I think I am going to be doing pomegranate marinated lamb. Then I'm going to be serving that with flatbread, and I'm going to make like a cucumber, white onion, yogurt, pomegranate salad and put over the top, or maybe just garnished with pomegranate seeds. This has to be about the worst time of year though to try and go out and find pomegranates. The only pomegranates that I really found for today were, I'm going to be using pomegranate molasses, which is like a heavy reduced pomegranate syrup, and then I'm also using actual fresh pomegranate seeds, but they're already harvested. They're not in the actual pomegranate anymore. I couldn't find actual fresh pomegranates. They confuse a lot of people in how to cut them and open them. I wish I could have found one to show chat, because they inside they're a bit almost like a orange, they have like segments. And so if you just have it, you get like these paper protective parts of it, segmenting it off and hard to get it out. You can cut the top off of them, and then looking down at it, you can see where the segments sort of are in it, and then you can score the skin down at the segments and pry it apart. And that's how you get those perfect little beautiful ones without all the paper and stuff in there. I'm calling it paper, but it's not really paper. But they are certainly available here in California. They're just better available from, I think, like late summer into December, January, like winter, late summer, winter. I've also got a whole leg of lamb to use for tonight, but I'm also going to be divvying that up, and we're going to be using that lamb also on tomorrow night. Or Friday, sorry. Days of the week that just get me confused all the time. Yeah. Wrong button. You just all sit in the bottom cream? Yeah, there you are. Welcome in, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you. Cheers. Thank you for joining me. Alright, so we're starting with our lamb. Oh well. We'll live with it. Oh, how cute. They got it all in little webbing and everything. I don't even know what the proper term for that is. But we're not going to be using this. Hey, Splits. Hey, that's a lot easier than I thought. I thought that was a bone-in leg of lamb. I just thought it was sort of short. So we're gonna just break this in half then. Half for today, half for Friday. Oh. Chat maybe want to see the lamb there. So it had one of those elastic, like, butcher wrap around the things. I sort of think of them as the Christmas tree wraps, but for butchers. Like, I know how to truss and how to, properly tie a roast, but dishes you'll find in a truck stop. Interesting. Could certainly do that, but I sort of think of most truck stops these days, like the dirty, greasy spoon, as you would say, truck stops today are more like... Actually, it's been a while since I've been out on the roads, so I don't know what the modern day one is. Most of them seem to have buffets. I'm sure that's maybe changed since COVID, because buffets certainly died out with COVID. But I sort of think of, like, really cheap buffets when I think of... I'd give it my best shot. I just don't know what I could possibly... Like, what dishes do you all think of when you think of truck stop diner? Like, I think of, like maybe like Bob's Big Boy type place or a really greasy spoon buffet. That said, I don't have Buc-ee's around me. I think, like, yeah. Exactly, JK. Hot dogs that have been there for, like, 7-Eleven food. More or less. There's probably people that have different specific definitions for both. I don't know. It's probably the specific cut that does the difference there, JK. Welcome in, Kip. I dithered back and forth whether to call this kebab, and I'm not going to skewer it. We're just going to marinate it. We're going to sear them individually, and then we're going to do a quick finish braise with the marinade liquid. So we're going to cut this into kebab-like pieces, though. So square as best as with a non-square piece of meat. And maybe like 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch-ish. Are we going to have to remove you? Yeah, you're not going to be a tasty piece. You're okay. You're easy to remove. Yeah, let's get rid of that cap. I'd break down if I was braising this a long time, but it's not going to do it for a quick cook tonight. Hi, Alex. You want to pull off. You want to pull off. Hi, Bruce. That is lamb leg meat. Smoked salts on the meat. The salts that I have that are smoked right now, I have a whole bunch of Hawaiian smoked salt in there, and that's got a whole bunch of like charcoal mixed into it, and so it blackens a lot of the stuff that I use to smoke salt. I'm not going to quite do that. I might use a little smoked paprika here in the marinade that I'm making. So we'll throw all of this lovely miscut lamb. It's been a minute since I've done lamb. May have been over a year since I've done lamb. I used to do lots of lamb, and I think I sort of burnt myself out on it. What were... So we're starting with our pomegranate molasses, which I picked up just for tonight's project. For anyone just joining in, we're doing pomegranate as our theme tonight. I have a weekly vote in my Discord. Chat chooses items. The winning ones go to the main vote. The main vote, whichever gets chosen, I have to use for dinner and dessert. So we're doing pomegranate and dinner and dessert. This is pomegranate molasses, which is essentially syrup created by reducing pomegranate juice. But we're also going to go savory with this. Oh, right. I just saw that, didn't I? That's down here. I'm going to put the lid back on my smoked salt. Speaking of that, I cleaned that up using the other stream. Let's skip the straight salt in the marinade. We'll add some MSG in there, because why not? We'll do some fresh cracked pepper. Some cumin. Coriander. Let's do smoked paprika. And where's my regular paprika? Let's do both. And oil. Am I forgetting anything else that I can throw in there? Maybe some actual vinegar for some acidity? Or what do we got in here? We got any acidity to go along with this? Not really. I sort of want to add some. Let's go a little lemon juice. I think that's a little more fitting of this. Not that there's 100% a region here, but somewhat region. And it is pretty thick. Like if you're looking at that syrup, that definitely coating it, even with adding the lemon juice and the oil in there. So we're just gonna kick that around for a moment, let that settle, and we're gonna try and get most of the air out of the bag now. Oh wow, it just smells of pomegranate too. Actually smells almost watermelon-y. Alright, so that just hangs out for a while we do some other stuff. You look like an okay candidate. Some warm water there. Some yeasties. Just a hint of sugar to wake them up. We'll leave it there. But we're leaving that flour out because that's probably going to need some dusting. Give the yeasties a moment to wake up here. How's everyone's week been? We all having a good start to the week? I still haven't gotten my invite to the pool party. Let's get rid of these meat-infected dishes. No Speedos? Male bikini it is. I don't have the flip-flops. That's a hot tub. That ain't a pool. I would not expect it to be. I think that's one of those things you gotta sort of train your skin to get used to. It's a little tender. That's the best meat, chat. You want your meat to be tender. Pool party, and I just think, you know, fruit juice and highest alcohol you can find. I mean, if you want to be fancy about it, you could do, you know, say sangria or, you know, gin and juice. But those are both lower alcohol. Yeah, you don't want glass and mirrors near a pool. No clue, Bruce. I mean, I'm doing things like cutting the lamb leg between two streams. Like, there's a fair amount of math I would have to do. Like, I have no idea how much a little bit of flour I'm using here is. That's actually leads me into why I started recording and then streaming all of my stuff. And that's because I don't want to write recipes down. I'm not going to write it down right anyways. Like, it's going to be what I thought I put in there versus what I actually put in there. And AI is going to figure all that out in like 5 years, maybe 10. Yeah, and then that gets into the other thing, Bruce, is location. If you're not in the U.S., where you are in the U.S. is going to greatly change that price. And if you're not in the U.S., you may not even be using the same currency. So I'm surprised anything's legal. Isn't Texas trying to re-ban stuff? I'm pretty sure it's legal across the entire U.S. Whatever that stuff they're selling in gas stations is. They just sit there and keep reformulating things so it doesn't meet the exact thing of whatever the government bans. Yeah, I know some people that were lifelong epileptics that swear by it, and, like, if it works. This isn't what I wanted to do at this point. Oh well, we'll let it be. We can't have it set there because it'll stick to the table then. Gotta have flour on the table. That I don't know about, JK. Like, what I read about here in California is, even though we have all of this stuff here in California, apparently most of it's still black market because they don't have to deal with the regulations. We're back to, because of all the taxing regulations, we're back to, people in the mountains. But I do sit on the side of, why are we locking these people up? Like, if you're bringing in weight, okay. And by importing weight, I mean. But otherwise, why are we spending money to lock these people up? And I take that stance because I don't believe in for-profit prisons. Yeah, that sort of skews my position. Like, there are certainly people that are of the level, in my opinion, are worth it. Like, they do atrocious acts. They don't sympathize with their acts. They're never going to improve who they are. Prison has not made them any better. Bye-bye, as far as I'm concerned. But when you get courts and money and years of trials and the lawyers for all of that involved, ain't worth it. Well, lawyers have a proper place in this world, but like most people in most professions, they see their world as larger than most others. You're not all chefs. Yeah, I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole, JK. Okay, so bread is proofing, or our flatbread is proofing. Our yeasty flatbread is proofing. We got our lamb marinated. What else we got to get going here? Oh, now it's dessert time. Dessert time, chap. We're making Rice Krispie squares. So many parallels. You're not clean. Oh, that's just pretty dirt. Dust. Butter. Butter. That pan may be not large enough. Yeah, let's go up. Let's size up one on our pan here. Nice, JK. Remember to clean your tip, Jeff. Defect. Salt. I'm excited for this one, actually, chat. I'm really, like, I actually came up with this idea and I was like, someone has to have done this before. And yeah, it's been a trend. It's been a TikTok thing before. But we're making our Rice Krispies, but we're including pomegranate, remember? It can be, Will. It's usually best if you just take a little time, put a bunch of water in and boil it and melt all the sugars. We're adding pomegranate seeds in there now, though. Lots of them, too. I'm aware this is cool enough that this is not going to burn me. Be very careful dealing with molten sugar of any form. Chat. Don't burn yourself and blame me. Yep, sugar's right there with roux. I usually tell chat whenever I'm making roux, don't get this on you. Because in both cases, there's substances that retain heat very well and do not rinse off easily. And so they stick to you and continue to burn regardless of if you go over to a sink really quickly. I am not going to sweat that. That's coming off pretty easily with just some warm water. So I think that's all going to be pretty easy to clean up. Alright, we're going to allow this to cool a bit more. We could do, what I can do is this. We can parchment over the top and then use my hand to help push it down and push it flat. there we go, chat. We have pomegranate. Just gotta let them cool, and we can mold them, demold them if we want to after that. But I'm probably just gonna cut them in the pan and pull them out and have them be messy. It's more fun that way anyways, huh? So that was one of my containers of pomegranate. I got a smaller one for dinner because it's almost more of a... We got the pomegranate molasses in with the lamb marinade / sauce. And so I'm just sort of garnishing with in the salad. I'm actually thinking I'm going to skip it for the actual salad itself now. Like I've described it as being a part of the salad. But like I'm sort of picturing this almost like a flatbread taco or a flatbread sandwich that's folded with our lamb and the sauce, our maybe some lettuce. I got some romaine, some and this salad, which we're gonna do white onion and cucumber with yogurt and lemon and all that good stuff, and then over the top with the pomegranate. Instead of in with that. Chat, what should I do with my defect marshmallow? Oh, we're all bumped out of place here. Speaking of sprinkles, there's leftover from Halloween, chat. I don't know. Oh no, that isn't quite. Take it back, chat. It's probably enough white onion for this project. In my defense, chat, I decided to slice it, and then I decided, well, I was originally going to dice it, then I decided to slice it, and now I'm back to almost dicing it. Sloppy dicing it. My indecision led to a poor product. Impulse buy. Actually, all of tonight's dinner, for the most part, is an impulse buy. I bought the leg of lamb because I've been talking about doing lamb for ages, and I saw it there in the store, and I'm like, put it in the cart. It's gonna force me to do it. You slipping around on me here. So we used to have local Greek yogurt. I went with low fat because I ain't gonna notice the difference here. Fans over here making noise again. That's not being picked up on. Worcestershire. Soy. Lemon. The onion almost disappears, it just looks like more yogurt. No dill. I didn't think the dill and the pomegranate would be great friends. Otherwise, I probably would be. What I will do instead is coriander and cumin to match the lamb. And then these over the top of that to give us some color and some crunch and some fruitiness. Get all the spices off of the spoon. Pepper. Let that hang out. Need to find a new home for that onion. I think we can ditch the flour. Ah, maybe not. We just lost a flatbread. It tore in several places before I realized it was really sticking that bad. Should have flipped them earlier. Like, the side that's up wasn't going to stick on the table now because it's been open to the air this entire time. It's stuff that's adhered to the table. Ah, there. Now he snuck in underneath there. It's okay. I think I can survive with 3. After all, we're doing more food tomorrow. Or Friday. Why do I keep thinking it's Sunday, chat? It's Ingredient Challenge Day. It is not Sunday. The coffee's getting pretty cool. I like hot coffee. I like cold coffee. I don't like room temperature coffee. And I don't like hot coffee that's gotten cold or cold coffee that's gotten hot. You got it, chat? Where are we with things? Dessert's done. Those are pretty much set to go as soon as we're done with our lamb. I think we're back to our lamb. Which I don't think it's been proper marinade time for this lamb. I don't think we've given the lamb enough time to make friends with that marinade. Let's see, where are we with tonight's stream? Hour and a half deep. Let's do a little AFK here, chat. I want to let this sit for a little bit. At least another... Oh. Let's do a 15-minute AFK. Allow this meat at least a little more time on the sauce. And I shall see you back then. We'll get going with the flatbreads and the lamb. We gotta sear the lamb, and then we have to do, we're gonna separate the lamb from the marinade. We're gonna have to sear the lamb. Once it's all been seared, we put them back in the pan all together with the remaining marinade. Give that a 10-15 minute simmer. And while we're doing that, we'll do our bake on our flatbreads. I'm gonna crank the oven and just throw them on the pizza stone. And then we'll be mostly done. So I'll see all your lovely faces here in about 15 minutes.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Everybody needs energy-packed Sunbeam bread. Yes, it's all aboard for fun in the park, but Junior hasn't got energy enough for fun. He'd sure like to ride that horse. Hey, what's this? An energy-packed Sunbeam sandwich. You bet every delicious slice of Sunbeam bread sure does pack a big energy wallop. There's nothing like Sunbeam Energy to help you stay on the beam. Now, look at them go. On Sunbeam Energy, they sure do enjoy life. Everybody needs the kind of real zip and zing pep that delicious Sunbeam bread gives you. Yes, stay on the beam with energy-packed Sunbeam bread. All day long, eat Sunbeam bread and renew energy as you burn it up. Eat delicious Sunbeam bread.
UNIVAC, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. UNIVAC can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. UNIVAC leads the field of electronic computing.
Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat. Right, Aroni, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song.
Now tried at home before very long.
Right, Aroni, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Daddy! Gee, Mom was counting on that Jell-O cake for Johnny's Scout meeting tomorrow. Okay, Daddy. It's so easy to make a cake with Betty Crocker cake mix. I'll make her another one. White cake, devil's food, yellow cake.
It's a good thing her mom's modern. I'm Betty Crocker. With my yellow cake mix, all you do is add water and a couple of fresh eggs. The other ingredients are in the package. Same fine things you'd use right in your own home. You'll get a perfect cake just like this, or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they'll send your money back. A high cake, a light cake, a better tasting cake.
And don't think it isn't. That's why Betty Crocker herself says,
I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake, cake after cake after cake.
Now, at your favorite grocery store, the most amazing food wrap ever developed, Saran Wrap.
Have you tried Saran Wrap? It really is amazing. Saran Wrap is crystal clear plastic. It keeps everything you wrap in plain sight. And look, Saran Wrap clings like magic. It makes a neat package of anything you wrap, without strings or tape or rubber bands. Food stay fresh far longer and tastes better, too, because the flavor is locked in. Now you can prepare sandwiches for picnics and lunch boxes ahead of time and be sure they'll stay fresh and tasty. You see, Saran Wrap is a wonderful time saver as well as a food saver. Prove it in your own kitchen. Buy a roll of Saran Wrap today and you won't be without it again.
Get Saran Wrap at your grocer's. Saran Wrap is a product of the Dow Chemical Company.
Say, do you remember this old milk glass setting hen? Well, you know, milk glass was an early American favorite. And when the folks in the old days wanted something really delightful, they'd take one of their milk glass goblets and pour some very fine wine right into it. Well, now, you know, it's Welch's wine that is keeping this wonderful tradition alive. A real wine for folks who really want the best. Yes, today's answer to this age-old family tradition is Welch's Family Wine, the answer to warm hospitality and really gracious living, and the wine that so many Americans enjoy these wintry days. You know, there is very good reason for this ever-increasing popularity of Welch's wine. Now, you folks know that all sweet Concord kosher wines are made from grape juice. And everybody knows who has been making the very finest grape juice for the past 85 years. Welch's, of course. And that's right, the only kosher wine made from Welch's grape juice is naturally Welch's kosher wine. Now, when you want the best in grape juice, you buy Welch's. So, doesn't it make sense then, if you want the best and most delicious kosher wine, you insist on Welch's Family Wine? You get several bottles tomorrow. Try the half-gallon size. You enjoy the wine of all occasions. That's right, when it comes to wine, you'll do well to insist on Welch's.
Hey, new Kellogg's OKs. Note the improvement? They put a bear on the box, which improved it so much, they decided to improve the cereal, too.
Oh, come on, Yogi. Let's be serious about Kellogg's new OKs, okay?
Like the Space Bears say, okay.
Well, first, how nutritious are Kellogg's new OKs? Well, they're made from oats. And of all grains, oats are the richest in proteins and rich in other bodybuilding essentials, too. In fact, some people consider it their duty to eat oats. Yogi. But now, with a really delicious oat cereal like Kellogg's OKs around, people can have their oats and enjoy them, too. Especially Kellogg's new OKs. For Kellogg's new OKs are crispier... Cripsier and toastier, and therefore tastier than ever. So for the best in oats, get Kellogg's new OKs.
The one with the bear on the box. Suitable for Freeman.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day, all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Something new has been added. The General Electric portable mixer now has a drink mixer for delicious shakes and juice drinks in quicker than a shake. An extra attachment at no extra cost. This GE portable mixer weighs less than 3 pounds, yet it's powerful enough to blend the heaviest batter. Also mixes sauces at the range. It has low speed for cookie dough, medium speed for beating frostings, and high speed for whipping egg whites. And look, this handy push button releases the beaters at a touch. And no dangling cord. You can remove the cord so it stores neatly on the wall. Comes in 4 decorator colors. See it at your GE dealers. Does any mixing job anywhere.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light. That's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends. Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line, and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now, that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait. Act now.
Hello. Hi, chat. What you looking at here, camera? What you trying to look at? Where are you? No, stare at me. What is your issue, camera? There we go. You got it, camera? You okay? All right, we're going to start off by straining our meat, our lamb. This actually might work nicely. Let's give this a clean up. Marshmallow cleaned up out of that nicely, just from being warmed up. So now we're going to take meat, yeah, I'm trying to place that scent. Like, it's almost watermelon-y. Not sure where... I mean, it's the pomegranate, but it's not smelling necessarily as pomegranate as I know it. I don't really know if pomegranate having a smell, because it's usually just the, like, seeds. So I guess this is my first case of smelling actual pomegranate smell. Oh. Pomegranate molasses smell? Anyways, this is our meat for tonight. Giving that a shake. Try and allow that to drip off a little bit more. We'll get a pan over here. Let's use the lid to this. Let's use you. On the left-hand side of the stove here, we'll get a pan heating here. And we want our meat dry for searing. And so I definitely want to give this a good chance to drip dry, because we're going to try and remove most of what doesn't drip dry. The smell is so familiar to me. Start preheating our oven for cooking our flatbread. Ooh, let's move the rack while it's still cool. bit of cooking oil. I know they don't look like it, but all fresh, clean hand towels tonight. They're all permanently scarred and actually, well, we need to add water to this for simmering later, so might as well throw that through the strainer. Alright, we ready to start searing over here yet? I'm going to give that a little bit longer. Salt. At least on the parts that I intend to start searing here. We'll do it in batches since we got more than this one pan's going to handle it once nicely. Marinade's gonna give us darker color, especially since of all the sugar in that molasses. So we're just doing quick sear. The marinade I used tonight is one that you can go longer on. You can certainly do it and let it sit in your fridge overnight and get even more work done. Go with you just like that. I'm just getting some color on them. Then back in with the marinade. I've got it in the pan on the other side of the stove here. Heat off for a moment because this pan is rocking hot. And we need to season our next batch before we put them in here. He dances. No mustard or mint tonight, actually. Just lots of pomegranate. Whoa. Oh no. We lost some lamb, chat. It went into the nether regions of the stovetop. So there is our lamb. Just in time for a commercial break. Give the seared piece that we're in the wrong place a try. A little undercooked. Gonna be good once we get them tossed with the sauce and a little more cooked through. Still gotta wait on those, we still gotta do the flatbreads here first. And need to wait for stove to finish warming up. I would consider this cut to be more likely to be. It's a leg muscle, so it's leg of lamb that I chopped down, and so it's one of the more active muscles, and would probably do well with the long cook or a longer marinade. The real problem that I have with lamb is I don't like... Lamb can get really gamey when you reheat it. I wish you could have seen that, chat. No, the recording didn't get it either. That was a rather impressive little trip this guy just took. And so you notice I am not doing a tremendous amount of lamb tonight. And that is because, yeah, I don't think it's going to be around tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it tomorrow, rather. I am going to thicken that too when I cook it. Let's get rid of the flour. Oven, it seems to be... Of course, I complain about the oven. While I'm complaining about the oven, it says it's ready. But it seems to have been taking a bit longer to heat up lately. Let's see how this works. Now there's a scramble. I don't see a Y for like a burgundy or something like that. How we doing here? You're not cooking as hot as I expected. Nice. Nope. I was debating going to see the Minecraft movie, and I think that's already online. I still haven't gotten around to it, and I still want to, but what really stocked me going out to the movie theaters was all the reports of all the kids going nuts. And like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Have fun, kids. I just don't want to. It's rather light, but we're going with it. It's cooked. Rather light. No real browning to it, but it is nicely cooked through, so going with that. The next movie that I know of that's possible for getting me in there to go and see it, that I can think of off the top of my head, is actually in filming right now. Or they may have capped already, but they're redoing the Highlander movie. And that did get me going and looking at the Highlander TV series. Which I also realized the American version of Highlander was nowhere near as nice as the European version of Highlander. The TV series, that is. This one's looking like it's almost there too, but it's also sort of late, so maybe the flatbread's going to be a little pale tonight, chat. I heard something about Popeye too, but didn't even hear the Tom Hardy part. Don't think. Almost lost two of them, chat. A little bit of an overthrow there. Now I'm going to turn on the heat here with our lamb, start bringing that up to heat. Add some cold water to our starch cup. That was too much water, but oh well. This last one might have a bit of color. Might. Nope. It is nicely cooked through, though. Clearing myself a little center area here a little bit so that I can mix in the cornstarch. Nice. Heat off on that now. Sure. Actually, my usual, well, depending on who's selling it, some people sell butter lettuce as bib lettuce. I usually go for butter. But it's got next to no flavor. It's mostly like, hey, here's some lettuce. That's sort of lettuce. I like iceberg for some things. Like, I want iceberg when it comes to my burger. I don't know, want no frilly leaf lettuce. On a burger, I want them to absolutely decimate that head and just cut a perfect square down it and just take layers. Just like a couple of flat sheets of iceberg, just to give it a little fresh crunch aside from the pickles. Pickles are amazing on a burger, but they're also overpowering. I say that when I know I have put pickles on things on stream, not caring. This would have worked out like perfectly if we had one more piece of flatbread. We have our white onion and cucumber with yogurt and other goodies. So there is that, chat. Here, we'll give a close-up on one of them. I expected that to just be a straight up mess, and then almost came out on the first one. Temporary bowl. It's gonna look better on this plate, though. The light on the dark. I'm not really showing all that much just yet. Well, okay, we got a messed up corner, but it sort of works anyways. Other than the drop of water here, which I'm cleaning up. I have no idea which way to move things to see it in the camera better. So there we have our pomegranate Rice Krispie square with Halloween sprinkles. Ah, the light. Flashbang. So there we have it, chat. Let me take some photos. I need to take some photos of all of this. You know? No photos doesn't exist, right, chat? That's why you all post your photos in the Discord, right? Let's see what we got actually going on in the Discord tonight. We have our vote up for next week. Or actually, no, chat. I've been forgetting to point this out. There will not be a stream here next week. I am missing several days in the beginning of next month. Cousin's getting married. I gotta go see it. So, couple nights off here. Think I'm returning on the 9th. It's on the calendar. But we're gonna miss next Wednesday. So this is going to be the one for the 11th. And so the 11th is either going to be canned mixed vegetables or Triscuit. And chat's already heavily favoring Triscuit. No one's voting for mixed vegetables. And if you want to have your own suggestions in here, you can make them in the next channel just below that, where other people have made, as well as myself, all sorts of other suggestions. The ones that make most votes make it to the main one. Let's see what we got on the Share Food channel. Got some sausage fried rice. Got cream cheese, strawberry, and cream cheese galettes with roast pork. We have the pork rib. Oh yeah, chat, the other day we made the picadillo. I totally spaced and didn't realize until I was like laying down in bed that night. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be green olives in that. But this was amazing. This has now disappeared. This bye-bye. But I do think this is where we end it for the evening. Do appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. It's been a lovely evening. Looking forward to a little lamb. We got more lamb coming at you on Friday. We're going to be doing lamb curry with couscous. If only because couscous is fun to say. Let's take a look here. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it there, folks. I hope you all have a great evening. Hope to see you back here on Friday. Good night.